Today I'm talking about focus blocks and how they can be your secret weapon when it comes to getting things done. There's more to focus blocks than putting them in your calendar. So join me as I show you how to prepare for your focus block. This is one step in my focus framework which will supercharge your productivity, breakthroughs, and it will increase your ability to gain deep insights. Let's get started, shall we?
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we?
Have you ever got to the end of the week and you've realised, even though you've been super busy and really organised, you simply don't have much to show for it? Or perhaps you haven't been able to move that signature project forward? When was the last time you looked back on the day and you said, I did a good job today? If it's been a while since you've had a great day, or you find you're moving key tasks back week by week, focus blocks could be your solution. Now, if like me, you're on the lookout for productivity breakthroughs, focus blocks won't be something new. Maybe you've tried them and you've got mixed results. Here's the thing. Focus blocks do work. They can leapfrog your productivity, but there's an art and a science to them. So what's a focus block? Well, it's a set period of time where you are distraction-free and you're able to focus on one problem, an improvement, or a step in your project. In my signature program, the Corporate Sage Effect, I have a framework for maximizing your focus blocks. It's all in the setup and your outflow process. Your outflow process is where you reap the rewards of your focus block by maximizing your creativity and connection to that focus block. This framework also guides you through determining the optimum time to schedule your focus blocks. But for today, I'm going to guide you through the setup of a focus block because this one thing will maximize your productivity. So, your focus block will be between 30 minutes and 90 minutes. The duration depends on your schedule and how deep you want to go on an area of focus. Now, there are different types of focus blocks. For example, you may use a focus block to move a project forward, or you may use a focus block to examine something in detail, or to apply critical thinking to a topic. For today, let's imagine that you're using your focus block to gain insight on a particular problem. So prior to the focus block, you need to set it up. Now, the way I do this is by scheduling some time the day before to plan out my focus block. So in this planning session, I define the outcome that I'm after, or I create the question I'm seeking to answer. You need to get really clear in this outcome or question so that you can assess at the end of the focus block if you've met your goal. The next thing you want to define is the intro and the outro. So this allows your mind to move into the inquiry without needing to warm up to the question. The intro can be the events or the issue that has led to the problem you're seeking to resolve, or it can be the context for the question that you're after. The outro is the step you want to take after you have concluded this focus block. It's like breadcrumbs in Hansel and Gretel, and you can use the outro and frame it in a way that it becomes your intro to the next focus block, saving you time. Okay, so you have your question. You have the abracadabra in and the breadcrumbs out. The next step is to set up your space. It needs to be distraction-free. So use an app that stops you connecting to the web or social media if you're using your laptop during your focus block. Your phone goes in a different room during your focus time. And if you need any reference materials, you make sure that you've got those to hand during your focus block. So print them out or save them to a device that doesn't connect to the internet. Arrange some time out with anyone who might need you during this focus time so they know you're not available. You can also enlist their help as your focus buddy if you need some accountability. Set your focus space up so that it has writing paper, coloured pens and pencils, a few creativity opening toys like rubber balls, putty, stress toys These can all help you to get the creative juices flowing. So, question for you, do you work or focus better with or without music? If you need music, have the volume turned down low so that you're not drawn to it, so it should be just about audible. If you have space, it can be helpful to have one area that you use for your focus blocks or critical thinking. Doing this allows you to create an anchor so that you're signaling to your mind that it's time to get to work. Place a clock in your room, one that's quiet and battery operated. It's important that your clock is only a clock and it can't tell you the weather or any other manner of information that suddenly becomes important when you're desperate for a distraction from the task at hand. Herbs can also be helpful. Ginkgo, rosemary, or gotu kola can sharpen your mind, help you with recall and focus. They're particular favourites of mine. But like with any herb, if you have an existing medical condition or you're taking any medications, check with your herbalist first. Okay, so you're now set. You have your intro, you have your topic of inquiry and your outro. Everyone who needs to know knows that you're unavailable. Your phone's in the other room and all distracting temptations are tidied away. Now that you're set up, check the time and decide how long your focus block will last, and then write down the end time so you won't forget. It's important that you stop when you reach that time. So if you're still in the midst of thinking, write down where you're at and what you're thinking about, and use this as your outro. Our framework shows you how to maximize your creativity when you come out of that focus block. And this is when you mine for gold by using that process to capture all the insights that will begin coming to the surface in response to that focus block. So there you have it. Not just what a focus block is, but also the art and science of optimizing your focus block. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.